Hello, welcome back to the Mr. Arsenal podcast for another match day watch-along. This time it's a completely neutral watch-along. No Arsenal involvement whatsoever. Newcastle United are at Wembley for the first time since 1999. And they played Manchester United last, actually. Don't know whether to read into that or not. Hopefully it has a different outcome than 99 for them. Manchester United, obviously, as I mentioned, are the opposition. The teams are getting ready to come out. I went for the teams before in the last stream, so yeah, it's pretty much what everyone expected from both teams. And if I'm honest, there's better attacking options from the bench from Newcastle's point of view than there is from Manchester United. There's literally two options from Man United, and that's it. If worst thing happens, they've got two options. If they don't work, they're buggered. So yeah, all the pressures on Man United because they are Man United, serial winners, Manchester United. Newcastle, as I say, haven't been to a final in general since the FA Cup final back in '99, and then previously to that '98, they lost both finals to Arsenal and Manchester United respectively, 2-0 actually, and they haven't won a cup since 1955. So everything's all the pressure, ironically, is on Manchester United. This could be a stepping stone for Newcastle if they were to win this today. This could be the confidence boost they need to push on for the rest of the season and get a top four finish. And it could also be the stepping stone in terms of going forward for here on in terms of next season onwards. Get the taste of winning. They like it, and they're going further. They keep pushing them for the league titles and FA Cups and Champions Leagues, etc. over the next few years, and become a more dominant force than Man City. Not sure who wins this, as I hate both teams this cheese. I'm talking about a comment in the chat, you mongrel. BX in the chat says, "Come on, you Geordies." As I say, I think again, even though, as I say, the Newcastle winning this will mean it'll start the steamroll of their dominance as a funding, as we say, as that they have at Newcastle nowadays. This will be the push to kick up the taste they like if they win this, and then kick on to be the pain in the arse to everyone for years to come. But it's a lesser of two evils. As an Arsenal fan of a certain age, growing up with Man United rivalry and all that, I don't. When it comes to Man United in the final, no matter who they play in the final, unless it's Tottenham, obviously, then I don't watch it. But anyone goes up against United apart from Tottenham, I want the opposition to win. And Newcastle fans have been they've had to go through the previous owners of Mark Ashley crying out loud. They've lived through that. The aftermath of Bobby Robson's era, and even before that with Frank Rijkaard and almost losing Alan Shearer in the peak of his career. I hate the way we treated Carrier, says Chris. I hope this is the thing. I hope it's a redemption story for him. This is the thing. I was at the time, in terms of the mindset of a redemption story, that would be my mindset since it was confirmed that Dubravka was captain and all that because of Pope's stupidity. This could be his redemption arc. Obviously, referring to his Champions League debacle in 2018 against Real Madrid, whatever what year it was, I can't remember now. But the media, being the media this week, don't focus on that. They just focus on, no, he's crap, You're not in it, don't worry. The carriage is absolutely this, because of that. That'll be because of that incident. That'll be everything being put on him too much, and he'll crumble again. They've given him no chance this week. I've actually tried to be fair this week and say, you know what, this could be it. This could be the time to win not just the Geordie fans over, but obviously football fans in general. After we last saw him in 2018, in terms of in English club colours, because since that Champions League final, he's been loaned out to Turkey and God knows where. until his contract ran out, and now he's now at Newcastle for free. As football cycles go, maybe it's Newcastle something strong, but they waited long enough. Let's be honest in that sense. Exactly right. I don't want a money-funded club. I don't like it, and I don't like United.
You say it's a neutral Watchalong, by the way.
I'm
But
just
you're
reading
an
a couple.
Arsenal fan, and you don't want United to win, obviously. So it's not a neutral Watchalong.
Well, it's neutral because I'm not involved.
You want Newcastle to win.
It's neutral in the sense of Arsenal not involved. So it is a neutral Watchalong. Yeah, Scott. Yeah, but Celtic 2-1 up. 2-1 now. I thought it was 2-0 a minute ago. If Dubravka loses, he gets a winner's medal. If he wins, he gets a loser's medal. he's covered basically.
Also, you didn't like Saka's celebration recently, the one where he's on the corner photos.
I wonder why.
He's not Henry. He never will be Henry.
No, that's just people that compared it. That wasn't him doing that to compare himself. But it wasn't him comparing himself to Henry. Jesus, Brendan.
He's got too much of an ego now.
Behave yourself.
Someone needs to go straight in 2-foot and break his leg.
Most humble player you'll ever come across in the league.
Break his leg. Break his leg, break his leg, break his leg.
Could do. If he could. In terms of carries recovering his career. If he has a good game today, they win, makes no mistakes, it could be as like a redemption arc, and he then pushes on as rebuilds his career again. Again, the active word. Oh, it is 2-1 now. It's 2-1. Rangers have scored, Brendan. And I was looking at that then. Well, a few minutes ago. 66. Still a way to go in that 67th minute. If you haven't already, guys, do smash that like button. Do subscribe as well if you haven't already. Do share the content around as well. And if you want to become a member, just follow the links that are in the channel and all that on go on your desktop or whatever. It'll take you to where you need to go to. You press join. It's 99p or £2.99. They are the prices. It goes through all the details. All the emoji side of things will be sorted out this week, hopefully as well. So you have more ways interactive in the chat as well. Have a laugh as a member. I know you have, Hawk. I know you have. Because obviously you're talking in the chat, because obviously I've got it set up that way. So don't get bots coming in and being stupid idiots. You can say that.
For most Arsenal fans are bots.
You know what I mean, Brendan. There's not go there. Well, you've got to talk about cover the straight and fucking look, that's where Wembley.
Oh, don't get jealous because you're not at Wembley this year.
We could do if we win the league. Could be there in August.
Yeah, for a pointless thing.
If we win the league. That's the only way we can do it now this year.
For a pointless thing.
It's curtain moves for next season. But anyway, and we're underway. There's a scoreboard. Oh, but, who's that? Don't fucking put him under too much pressure. Bloody hell. That's Boffman or bloody Dan Bennett who fucking put Carrius and shit straight from the off. Brendan, I'm going to tell you this. It's a cup final. Unless he's breaking his leg, he ain't getting a card in the first 10 seconds or 30 seconds. See, they're focusing on the ball. Don't we need a goalkeeper there? They're focusing on Carrius. The social game, that'd be fantastic. Oh, what's the free kick? BX is saying 2-2 Newcastle on pens. Against that rivalry. We Arsenal fans just can't stand United, and they can't stand us. They don't want us to win the league, so we don't want to win any cups.
Man United are coming up and hiding between you, Man City, and they're going to come flying up and win the league.
Did you realise we win our game in hand? They're 10 or 11 points behind.
Ryan,
us.
you're the bottle jobs.
Where the you behave yourself?
You'll bottle it, just like you did in
I'm not saying Brendan. I'm saying they ain't. I'm saying there's Newcastle a bit shaky in the defence. I'm saying if we were to win our game in hand, Newcastle, Manchester United, not mathematically obviously, but there's a big gap then to catch up on 13 games left after that. And they ain't got to play us either, so you don't like they can make up. Three of the pods can make up by beating us because they can't play us again this season. They've got Liverpool next weekend.
And Liverpool got thrashed by
And I'm just saying
Real
that's
Madrid,
Derby.
La Liga team that Ryan doesn't think La Liga's good.
Well, Barcelona proved it the next day with Man United getting knocked up by Man United.
Yeah, they lost two of their big players out to injury.
I was think it's because under the book, isn't it?
They did. They had Pedri out,
and it's still a fucking.
And they had Dembele out, who two that have been most informed.
No, they still had good enough players to do a job that night. They went 1-0 up and they still bottled it. Hawks going for a 2-1 Man United win. To his disgust. Yeah, Newcastle a bit straight. The nerves are kicking in Newcastle already. Well, it is, Brendan. I'm not having a go at them, just saying. The nerves of being their first cup final, the pressure, it is showing. It's not.
There is no pressure on.
I'm not saying it is, but for them personally, to make history, to be the first team since '55 to win a to win a trophy for Newcastle.
Why do you think about that if you're a player? You don't think about any of that.
Because that'd be drilled into them from literally the second they got to the final. That's the only team in. When it comes to Newcastle, this is the only team.
If you're a good enough player, Ryan, you forget about all that and you just play your game.
You're not getting it. The fans will be drilling it from the final whistle to the semi-final all the way till now.
Doesn't matter.
And certain players will get to them because it'll be their first final as a professional player.
That's Ryan's favourite player, though.
I would have started him today as well, alongside Callum Isaac. Isaac, when you pronounce his fucking name. He's holding his shin pad, but okay. Again, why is Gary Neville co-commentating for a Man United game? God's sake. Ridiculous. But when it is, that's basically like fucking having Ryan co-commentating for a Real Madrid game.
Ryan.
He's going to have a bias towards that team.
If Henry had a Sky Sports contract, just like Gary Neville would, he would be commentating over the Arsenal.
He'd be a pundit. He's a pundit. He's never been a commentator, but he'd be a pundit. There's a difference between being a pundit and a co-commentator.
He would commentate over the Arsenal games.
He wasn't. He had a contract at Sky, remember? He walked away. And not once did he ever come. That's not his thing. He doesn't like doing commentating. He's going to be on that side of the things. He wants to be a pundit. He'd rather be a pundit. He's a pundit on Amazon. It's hired by Amazon, for fuck's sake. He pundits. He doesn't do the commentary. Gary Neville's a jack of all trades, apparently. Barring fucking being a manager, apparently. That's the thing. It's ridiculous. Taking out the equation as a cup final. It's a Man United game. You've got next Man United player who's got an allegiance to that team. You'd know he's going to be a massive bias, and he's commentating. Tom was meant to be joining us. I did send him a link, but he hasn't joined up yet, by the way. Make sure he's got it. Oops, say that. Not the devil. All right. Oh, it's frozen.
Greetings.
You ready to
everyone.
team?
You got to wear the merch when you're winning.
Especially a triple win on all fronts.
Yeah, I would never say this about a team usually, but we kind of have Southampton on dog leash at the moment.
At all levels.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until you mentioned it in the chat earlier. I didn't know you played in literally that's never happened really. Literally the under 23s, your senior team and your women's team played the same team on the same weekend.
And won all three.
And won all three.
So,
I was saying earlier as well in terms of these, going by highlight form yesterday, match of the day, how much better you guys looked under Garcia after one game. What was the first book?
Yeah.
It was Dalot.
Dalot's been booked.
To be fair though, we got to keep the perspective that it was 19th first 20th.
Yeah, I know that, but obviously it's a good confidence booster to have the clean sheet and the win in his first game.
That's all we can ask for.
At you. You got Newcastle. You said you got Chelsea. Was it Chelsea away next weekend?
Yeah.
Easy 3 points for them. Going by their form. There's one win in 11 now in the league.
Yeah, we're probably the perfect team to play when you need a bit of form boost, but we'll see how it goes.
That's it. Let's do what everyone else do. Low block and just do on the counter. Worst case, you get a point.
That's how everyone does us. Low block and do us on the counter.
But this
made it too easy.
That was like March. This man is just more clued up.
Yeah, I was never on the like anti-Marsh train as such because I just thought we needed a bit of luck to go our way, but
yeah,
didn't really. I don't know.
It's like
So.
Oh dear.
Junior Firpo scored, so it was double bubble, I suppose. There is a Junior Firpo apology form going around the internet for any Leeds fans that were critical of him. I think a lot of them should sign it. Really.
Well, what was it in his match? Because he did an interview on Match of the Day as well. He was like, Well, start my career, I was a striker, then I went to winger, and now I'm a centre back. So it wasn't that unnatural for me.
On Friday, I actually said on the scoop that we should experiment and actually put him at left wing because he's better going forward than he is at running back. Even though he does run back, like he's actually one of the few in the last month that has actually. What's the way of putting it? He's been the shining star in a team that's been shit.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't say much, but yeah.
No, of course not. But, he's at left back, so it's not really... it's a position that loses you games, not wins games usually. But yesterday it was one that won game. So, don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, he was in the chat when I was doing my stream like yesterday. When West Ham was scoring and all that, and Everton were losing, I was like, Leeds had to win. They have to score them quick.
Yes.
Because if you hadn't won yesterday, if it was like 0-0 with all the other results, so well done, Carrius.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have been dead lumber basically. Really, if you hadn't got the win.
Oh, a draw suited neither team. Like only the team that won it.
Especially West Ham. So that's what I'm saying. Especially when West Ham went on to win the way they did comfortably.
No, I agree.
And then you got Everton losing on. They just really lost.
Yeah, I was saying it on Gary's show. Like the way the results were setting up, it was like we needed a goal.
Yeah. But when you got it, when it came through that you scored, I was like, you knew Southampton weren't going to come back, even though they had time.
I agree. It was like you and Leicester to a lesser degree. Like Leicester never looked like overturning it as soon as you went 1-0 up.
No.
It was the same thing. Like, I was nervous.
Yeah, I was nervous because obviously that's 1-0. Anything can happen, but this is like they just didn't try. It was just weird watching that game from the Arsenal game itself. It was just weird watching Leicester at home, and even at 1-0 down, they're just like they're not reacting like they normally would.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I was looking at it. Sorry, I don't know if you heard this part on Gary's show, but I was saying, how do you get 0.01 XG? Like, what happened?
No, they just didn't. They did nothing. They didn't try to get the ball off us. They didn't have the ball. And when they did have the ball, they just didn't attack with any purpose or any threat. And the one shot they did have was offside anyway. Like miles offside. It's ridiculous. They just did nothing. I mean, Ramsdale could have literally got himself a bench chair and just popped himself there for the day. It was that easy of a job for him on yesterday's game.
Yeah, I've not watched your game in full, but it seems like you obviously did something right because if that match was still playing now, it would still be 1-0.
Yeah, because Arsenal got lucky scored.
No, it wasn't like we had a goal. We got a goal disallowed. That even Gary Lineker and Jamie O'Hara, Gary Lineker's got a Leicester connection, Jamie O'Hara and Mr. Tottenham, even they're saying that should never have been disallowed. Considering there's been similar incidents, if not worse incidences, being just left to its own accord, basically.
Stop talking about the Trossard goal, Ryan.
And then you had a penalty that Saka got rugby tackled to the floor and not given. So it wasn't like there's luck or anything. And when we do score, fucking nearly has his knee taken off by accident. Nearly.
To be fair, as soon as you hear the words Ben White grabs the goalkeeper's arms, you know it's getting chalked off.
Yeah. As soon as I heard on Sky Sports on as well, like Soccer Saturday, and so as soon as Mercer did a VAR check, I was like, oh, fantastic. What's happened now? As soon as I mentioned Ben White, I was like, oh, okay. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, we found a way. We didn't have to try hard. But we found a way of breaking down that Leicester defence and resilience and got the win. And that's this stage of the season. That's the important thing. Just keep going, keep winning, getting the results. And again, with results at the end of the table, it's dragged Leicester back into it now. They're a point off the bottom three.
If you win for the next few weeks, then you can put yourself in a situation where dropping points to Leeds won't hurt you that much.
You're not beating us, go away.
They have beat you before when they've been out there.
No, years ago. I'm not joking. Jokes. No, because obviously Arsenal played a game round on Wednesday, win that with 5 points clear. And then before we even play against Bournemouth, Newcastle go to Manchester City, which again, potential points. Most of Man City's points dropped this season have come from home turf, so that'd be interesting. If Newcastle can do us a favour there.
Newcastle's form has dropped off though.
I think they've been focusing on this though. That's the thing. Players could be true.
That could be true.
I think no matter what happens,
It's destroyed.
no matter what happens in this game, win or lose, if they win, they're massive high then. That benefits even more. They'll want to kick on there for the Champions League spot. So before we've even kicked the ball on Saturday, they could drop points again, and then depending on what they lose, it'll be an 8-point gap. If they draw and we win, it's a 7-point gap. Come 5 o'clock on Saturday, and then we've got Fulham the following week up away. We've got a few winnable games between now and start of April, basically. We just got beat these teams we're coming up that we should be beaten anyway. Let's keep going to keep the pressure on Man City. Because like it or not, for anyone outside of Arsenal, Man City are still push back. Man City are still favourites. They should be because not only the worth of their squad, but they've got the experience.
Yeah, I was saying that. The reality is a lot of your players have not been in a title race. And it sounds really silly, but
it means something. It showed it
I was saying it on a tangent, but it's similar. I was saying the reason Napoli, although they're 18 points clear in Serie A, won't win the Champions League is because they don't have the Champions League experience at the business end of the competition to go against the likes of Real Madrid.
Yeah, or Bayern Munich or whoever else in this.
Exactly. Like these clubs that are at that end of the competition year on, year out. And yeah, of course shock results can happen and things like that. But the reality is these teams are always there for a reason. It's not just money. It's like Real Madrid have like God on their side or something. I remember when they played Man City last year, and BT Sport put up the graphic that the percentage chance of qualifying for the next round or basically making the final, Man City were 99% certain to qualify.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Then out of nowhere, bang, Benzema turns up.
Yep. Gave the ball away from the kickoff. Ridiculous. I reckon it will be 2043, and I will still find a reason to bring up the fact that Man City conceded 2 goals when having the kickoff. In a minute, 2 goals in a minute. I have no love for Manchester City, no real hate for them either. But at the same time, it was like, how dare you concede 2 goals in a minute? When all you had to do was put the ball in Rose head. How dare you do that?
Especially after conceding the first one, he's just getting. I turned it off about half an hour ago. Especially after literally you're kicking off, so literally just keep the ball on your feet. Don't get it lumpy. Just keep the ball. You don't do what they did, and they just Or the girls lost.
If Leeds United had done that in a Champions League semi-final, I would have stormed the wherever it was stadium.
Yeah, was it Valencia you had in that semi-final as well?
Yeah, but we lost 3-0. There was no. It
would have been us if we'd beaten Valencia in the quarterfinals. It would have been us. That would have been a cracker. of a semi. It would have been Brendan.
It would.
Back then, Leeds, what Arsenal were and all that.
We'd have won. I'm genuinely confident we'd have done you over 2 matches. For as good as you were, we had your number in a lot of moments.
It was always at that time of the season. There's always that time of the season because 99, the penultimate game of the season, all we had to do is win, not lose. You at your place as well. What do? You beat us, and you hand the title to them down the road. Earlier on, when it was dark, you could turn them off anymore. And then what was it 2003? Highbury.
Yeah.
Again on our turf this time. But obviously, as you say, you've mentioned already, you had to win to survive yourself to stay at that season, that game.
It turned out that it didn't matter, but in the moment, we had to win the game.
Yeah, at that moment in time, you didn't know, obviously.
Yeah, because if we'd have lost, it would have gone final day relegation battle. But because we won that, we weren't in the... Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, what was I happy about handing the title to Manchester United? Of course I wasn't. I was like, that's an unfortunate byproduct of winning the football match. Had we been safe, I would have been sitting there like...
So yeah, if Arsenal had gotten through to that semi-final that year, you got to the semis yourselves. Yeah, more likely, especially I think the Ellen Rhodes leg would have been the leg that you'd won it, basically. I don't know how it worked out. But was it home or away firstly? Can't remember.
The Leeds were at home first because we drew 0-0 at home and then lost 3-0 in Valencia.
Yeah, you would have done us that first leg, basically, because Ellen Road that time as well, in that era of Harry Kewell, Viduka, Alan Smith, your Alan Smith, not our one. Ian Hart as well. Ian Hart loved scoring a free kick against us as well. So it's just like...
our fans... I think people underestimate, because obviously in footballing terms, we've got quite a small football stadium for a top level club compared to like the Tottenham's, Arsenal's and that. But we literally intimidated the AC Milan goalkeeper into dropping the ball in the 90th minute of the game, and we won 1-0. It like that. I know that sounds absurd as a sentence, but it's exactly what happened. He literally routine shot from Lee Bowyer, and all he has to do is just stand there and put his hands out, and he does. But for some reason, he just drops the ball into the goal. And if it turned out that Dida, seasoned international goalkeeper, World Cup winner, if it had turned out that he bet on Leeds to win 1-0, I would have not been surprised.
I mean,
it looks that dodgy.
Yeah. But I say that. But, no, of course, yeah, obviously, because of that. But then the owners at the time screwed you over, though, behind the scenes, without you knowing. You had to wait 12 months to find out how much they screwed you over as a club.
Yeah, the thing is, that a lot of people won't realise is that if he'd have done what he did a year after he did it, it would have worked because at the time there was only 3 Champions League places. If there'd been 4, we'd have been in the Champions League every year. He would have actually been able to pay the bank the money because the Champions League money would have been rolling in.
Yeah. And
we would have never got relegated. That's the truth of it. Is we finished 4th by 1 point in a season where only 3 got the spot.
The top 3 got the Champions League spots, yeah.
Yeah. But then the year after it became 4. And obviously we dropped off because the bank started.
You sort of selling your best players, I think, because you had to, because you didn't get the Champions Leagues, yeah. And it did affect, yeah, on and off the pitch. Oh, God.
I mean, that team was so good. Exciting football as well. It weren't like we were like playing low block football and we were beating AC Milan 1-0 because we no, we actually tried to beat them and we did. We tried to beat Barcelona as well. And I remember, it sounds absurd. We basically held a 1-0 lead on them for most of the match, and then Rivaldo scored in the 94th minute or something, and then Alan Smith tried to beat him up basically.
Oh, for God's sake, says about right.
For having the temerity to score basically out of nothing. Great night though.
Mm.
The fact we were in a position to be sitting there and being disappointed that we didn't beat Barcelona, because we had them for the taking, but knocked AC Milan out, knocked Lazio out, knocked Deportivo out. They were a good team at the time. Deportivo, to be fair. They were like the champions or something like that.
Madrid aside for a moment there, at that time, Deportivo were like the Spanish team to beat, sort of thing. The second best, basically.
Yeah, we beat them 3-0.
Even Man United struggled against Deportivo.
Yep. I remember we played Real Madrid in the second group stage. They were a different level, obviously. Like we lost 2-0. Like, of course we did. Real Madrid. And Roberto Carlos hit a free kick into he hit it wide, so it went into the crowd. But he kicked the ball so hard that the Leeds fan who put their arm up to block the ball broke their arm.
Bloody hell. By the way, Celtic was
I've
just
never heard of anything like it, but it's genuinely true. He's broken. Oh, so gonna be happy. Congratulations on winning the. If the old firm team beats the other, you're almost certainly going to win the trophy.
Basically. I mean, this was goals in that final. This is weird. Like Newcastle defensively are cancelling out any threat from United, and when they go but the final third, they're a bit rash. It's just not falling for them properly. Oh dear. Bayern Munich versus Berlin. Bayern Munich versus Union Berlin is nil.
I don't want either team to win.
I thought you said Bayern Munich versus Burnley.
No.
That's a big game, that.
Yeah, I know it is. Good think company would have them all over.
The top 6 in Germany are separated by 8 points, and top 4 are separated by 4 points.
I was just saying, I saw in the last stream, I was saying that the Bundesliga table, usually by now, Bayern Munich are like 15 points ahead by now. I'm sick. I think it is, as a neutral, I'm sick of seeing Bayern Munich just walk away the league every year. But no competition.
Yeah, but problem you got to realise with German league though is that basically I think Bayern have scored.
If you say that.
The problem is though you find that any of the Union Berlin players that are essentially the reason why they're in the top 3, Bayern are going to buy them.
Yeah.
It'd be, do you fancy playing in the Champions League every year?
Choupo-Moting scored for Bayern Munich just now, yeah. Choupo-Moting, football Stoke City striker.
That's mad, that. It's true, though. Like, I don't know who the star players are for Union Berlin, but they're gonna get raided basically in the summer.
Oh. De Gea saving you, got Man United again. Lineups. Look, that's me.
Yeah, we looked at the lineups for this game.
No. Bundesliga. Anyone else in the chat? Yeah, we just seen them about Bayern Munich. I was just looking of all people. Who would have thought at the time when he was playing at Stoke, he had gone to play for PSG and Bayern Munich?
PSV Eindhoven have just scored.
I think it's
Luke de Jong.
The team that Balogun's playing for. The coach, their manager that they have,
Yeah.
he has no coaching badges.
So every time they step out, they get a fine, until he gets his badges.
They won 3-0 today. Stad Reims. Because he's about 23 years old or something. Like, I ain't got the number right, but their coach. Because he used to play Football Manager when he was a kid. So he's basically been known as like the Football Manager.
Yeah.
And as your brother said, every time he manages a game, £22,000 fine automatically because he doesn't have the UEFA Pro license.
Casemiro just scored for Manchester United. I'll wait for a second just to make sure there's no, because the VAR is being used in this final.
I hate that team.
I completely missed it, so I don't know if there's any.
It was on the side. It was
if any mistakes or not.
It was fine.
Against the. That's been a bit. Yeah. To go check now for that. That's what if he touched it or not. Who's that? Somebody's standing offside by the looks of it, but I don't think it's doesn't. Unless he's interfered with playing the field, isn't it all? You see that line between Trippier and I think it's Anthony? Don't know.
Man United should have got rid of Bruno Fernandes and kept Ronaldo. Dare I say it?
I think it was pretty clear though, even at the time, that because it was like at Juventus when Ronaldo was getting like 20, 30 goals at Juventus, but Juventus was scoring less goals on total than what they had in previous years. It was quite clear that was what was going to happen to Manchester United. Because you have to feed him at the expense of common sense play as such.
VAR checks over goal stands.
Yep.
You sound very happy there. Slamming over.
What was I saying? I never want Man United to win a trophy, but it is what it is.
Happy if
there was a way for both teams to lose. Because I don't want Man United to win it, because I don't want Man United to win it. But Newcastle, it'd just be the first of many trophies that they're probably going to end up winning.
Yeah.
The longer it takes them to get off the mark, then the more money they'll waste. Yeah. They might not spend 500 million in a transfer window, but they are going to do 200. What the more key thing is that people won't realise, it's not It's like Man City. It's exactly the same. Man City can gamble 50 million on a defender, and if it don't work, then that's absolutely fine because they'll just gamble another 50 million on a defender in the next window. Like, scouting is irrelevant. Like, if Leeds spend 50 million on a player, we have to make sure that that player is right.
No, exactly. It's like with Arsenal. Any club that's not backed, like you say, by a country, like PSG could do that as well. In terms of
Yes.
they can take the risks. Any other club can't do that. It has to be spot on, or they're buggered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colonel says 3 players are offside, but yet the goal gets given. VAR is broken.
It was onside. Stop complaining, you shitty
He's
Arsenal
talking
fans.
about other players spending them because they only focused on the goal scorer.
Because no one else interfered.
Well, they needed to check that, didn't they?
No. Some fans, man, they need to actually understand football.
Looks like Chelsea spent very well. Yeah, most of them 600 million. Imagine spending 600 million pounds mainly on attacking talent and can't score against anyone.
That's exactly right, Colonel. The difference is now is that they could spend a lot of money on Erling Haaland, whereas in 2009 they had to spend a lot of money on Benjani. But it was the same as when Chelsea first got the money; they were overpaying for, good players because they obviously won like I was going to say won the title in the first year. They didn't, did they?
Second season under Roman, yeah.
Yeah, the second season. But basically, that first and second year, they were buying Damien Duff and players like that, like overpaying for
Ben
players.
Johnson.
Yeah, exactly. Like potentially good players. That's not my issue. But they weren't going out and buying the top tier immediately because. No one wanted to. It's like Robinho was a key deal for Man City because he was the first world-class player that. Sorry?
2-0, Rashford scored.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All those are upset drunk Geordies in London. London's fucked.
The thing is, the Man United players are attacking the Geordie end as well.
Thank you, Nightman Nemeth. It was a great result. I was mildly pleased with the outcome.
I'm not being pleased with this outcome.
There was nothing in this cup thing, was there?
I was going to be upset with everyone. Chris Nix has brought up a good point because I can tell you fact. The reason they got Calvin Phillips for about 40-50 million instead of more like Grealish is because basically Man City paid the tax on the transfer. So the 40 million, like Leeds actually pocketed 40 million as opposed to having to pay income tax on the 40 million. Which a lot of people obviously forget is part of football.
Basically Rashford got the shot off. It's hit off Bothman. Stood off his knee and it's gone away from the goalkeeper and it's lobbed into the goal. So it's this is now Man United to lose, basically. This could get embarrassing or not, basically.
But it could be a legendary day for Newcastle if they overturn it.
2-0 Bayern Munich now. Kingsley Coman just scored.
I did have a cheeky pound on PSG to win the Champions League at 20-1. They're not going to overturn the match. They're not going to overturn the second leg of Bayern Munich. But at the same time, if they did, then I've got 20-1. Which
There
they
you go.
almost certainly won't be if they did get through.
No. That suddenly goes into near evens.
Goalkeeper shocking. It's about as good as his Champions League final appearance. I see
but it's not-
Robin a living.
I'm not blaming the goalkeeper there because if it doesn't take the deflection, the slight deflection off the defender, he has that covered. It's the fact that the slight nick takes it away from him.
I agree, Nemeth. I agree.
The difference now is players want to come to Man City now, unlike when they first had the oil money. Yeah, because obviously Man City are now solidified as a Champions League club in terms of they're guaranteed to be in a Champions League every season. They weren't then. And Newcastle going to have the same issue.
Newcastle. Who was Newcastle's big transfer in the January window when they first had all the money? They went and got Chris Wood.
Chris Wood and Trippier from Atletico.
Yeah. Oh, Trippier obviously was the key transfer in obviously
But
he has been
Chris
immense
Wood,
for him.
yeah,
Undisputable.
Chris Wood would be marquee signing as they say.
What made Chris Wood a key signing wasn't performances. It was the fact that they took him from a relegation rival by paying his release clause.
Yeah.
Like, there's obviously we can't know what would happen, but the reality is that there's every chance that Burnley would have got a point or so from Chris Wood being in a match with them. But he wasn't there because Newcastle paid the release fee. And I mean, like at the time, Newcastle were relegation candidates. I mean, we all expected them to buy their way out of it, which they did. But taking the star player from your relegation rival is always going to be it worked, didn't it? Ultimately. Story of Union Berlin is amazing. Yeah, they've come out of nowhere. That always happens in Germany, though. Like every 10 years or so. I remember in Hoffenheim, we're in like the 4th division, then all of a sudden they're in the Champions League.
Yeah. Was it Leipzig as well? RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
Mönchengladbach.
Leipzig are the only team that are run like an English club, though. Out there, if I remember rightly. Like they've managed to circumvent the rules in German football ownership.
Yeah.
I can't remember like the ins and outs of how they did it, but they've basically every team there has to have a 51%. Yeah, like obviously like fan ownership essentially, but like that's teams generate their money through the membership schemes. But obviously Leipzig don't need that money. They're basically like any old English team that's bought by a multinational conglomerate.
Yeah. There's other setups in and around Europe and Austria and all that,
Yeah. But they're like that's true, Chris. That's exactly what happened. But I can't remember exactly how they got around the 50+1 because obviously they shouldn't be able to, but they have. It's something like their board members are the 50+1. It's something along those lines. I mean, that can't happen now in England because the fans couldn't generate the money needed to become 51% of a club. That's the sort of thing you need to introduce, like in the 70s when your club was owned by the local butcher.
Yeah.
when Blackburn got bought by Jack Walker, I believe he was like a steel magnate, like just owned steel company. It's like he was the equivalent of Abramovich in '92, but he was buying a player for $3 million. And Shearer.
Oh dear.
Like Blackburn essentially bought the Premier League in 1995, but it was for a lot less money than it would be now. But it was still a local businessman that was funding that.
Yeah. Only thing is, when he obviously passed, that was it. Blackburn was screwed.
You're exactly right. Yeah. Well, like I've started watching the documentary about Wrexham, and basically one of them, the one from Always Sunny, Rob Mackel, I can't pronounce it. He said he looked into owning football clubs, and he realised he can't afford it because he has TV money.
Yeah.
Whereas he needed to get someone with movie star money to even think about doing this. And he's openly in the documentary said to Ryan Reynolds, there will come a point where we hit a level where our money won't mean anything in this industry.
Yeah. Probably called the Championship. They'll be like, oh bugger.
I think it would be League One, personally. I think at most they will get to League One, and then they'll start dropping down again.
Depends on how much revenue they bring in the meantime, isn't it? As well.
It does. They will obviously make more money than a lot of teams at that level. But generally, the quality of football between League Two and National League is very similar. Like the teams with upward momentum can do well in League Two, because you'll see a lot of teams do 2 promotions, but then it's quickly followed by 2 relegations. Yeah.
I mean, Salford City met like Gary Neville and the class of '92. League Two, they're finding it hard to get out of League Two with their money.
Yeah.
So
it's easier to get out of League Two though than any league in football, because 2 teams get relegated, and the top 7 can vie for promotion. I mean,
3rd to 7th, yeah. And it's just what I say now. But also in between,
getting out of the National League.
But also with the Wrexham thing, they could quite easily, as they start going up, as their ambition gets strong, grows and all that, they could easily bring in more investment and grow the consortium via other friends or outsiders.
But he basically, like he said, even movie star money ain't enough at Premier League level. Like, they would need to call on a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Like that, they are. One thing I will give the documentary in that they are very conscious of the fact that they are not the stars of it. It's they're in it, but there's a lot of focus on the community. It's quite good in that way.
Yeah. I think for anyone that's not seen it yet, I think Netflix Sunderland Till I Die, but better.
Yeah, I like Sunderland Till I Die, but because I like the twist in it where Netflix thought they were going to be covering the promotion
Yeah.
because obviously Sunderland has been just relegated, and the assumption is that that team would be far too strong for the Championship.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
what
they-
actually happened? They got relegated. So I think they had 3 managers that season.
I think so, yeah. Was it? It's Simon Grace and someone else, and it finished off with
Chris
Coleman.
Coleman.
Chris Coleman. And even then he left after they got relegated. Bloody hell. And was it the second season? They did like 2 seasons. The second season when they were in League One. Obviously, the owner fight.
I think they got to the playoff final.
Against Charlton Athletic. And if you know your history, it repeated itself.
4-4. 98, yeah. That is one of the greatest football matches I've ever watched, to be fair. That Charlton-Sunderland match in 1998 is incredible drama.
The thing is, Sunderland at the time used that as the fuel to come back the following season and just use that league as a whipping league.
Yep. Colonel Walder's written, I just feel players want to come to the Premier League in general. Look at Firpo going from Barca to playing Leeds. There's no improvement on life except the league is miles better. To be fair, right?
There's more eyes on it. That's why there's more eyes on the Premier League.
I'm not going to obviously say that Leeds is better to play for than Barcelona because it's obviously not true. But the reality is he wasn't playing for Barcelona. They bought him for a lot of money from Real Betis, where he was playing weekly, and he made himself look good. To basically, he was on subs bench at Barcelona. So then he got a chance to. I think the key thing you got to keep in mind, it wasn't that he got a chance to play Premier League football. He was getting the chance to play football.
Yeah.
And yeah, he probably wasn't. He's probably not earning much different now to what he was at Barcelona. But you've got to keep in mind also, he'll be netting the bonuses that come with actually playing games.
That's true, yeah. That's true.
Like I suspect he netted himself a nice little goal bonus today. I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, being a defender as well, yeah, just a tad.
Exactly. But it's coincidental that he scored yesterday because he did an interview with Sky in midweek, and I asked him like to compare the new camp and Ellen Road, and it's just like really interesting because obviously you sit there and think there's no competition, but then he basically went, well, I prefer playing at Ellen Road. They were like, that's a bit silly to say, like, not expecting him to say it, even though like he plays for Leeds. He basically went, when 90,000 fans are at the new camp, most of them are tourists, and they're there to watch Lionel Messi.
Yeah, that's true.
When he was there, like, obviously, he was like, but even though 40,000 fans are at Ellen Road, they're there to watch Leeds United, the team.
Yeah,
they're actual fans of the team.
yeah.
Like they're at Leeds to watch the football match, whereas at Barcelona, a lot of people were there part of their holiday in Barcelona.
Yeah, and just to sort of this.
I'd never really thought of it like that. Yeah. I mean, obviously, if he was playing at Barcelona and they asked him the same question, he'd laugh at him and go, obviously, Barcelona. Like, I'm not naive to that. But still, it was interesting that he said that, and then he went and scored the winning goal.
Let's celebrate with the crowd.
Yeah. It was, obviously, he's been a personal hero of mine for a while, to be fair, obviously, because I saw his talent, yeah. Even when he was getting criticised for being a terrible defender, I was like, stop playing him as a defender.
And then we're saying the first season is okay, but it gets better when Danny DeVito comes into it, referring to Sunderland till I die season true. 2.
That's Always Sunny.
Oh, okay. Oh, he was about that. I thought he was about fucking.
Yeah, no. one of
Ownership.
the guys, I forget which one, was asking if Always Sunny is a good show.
Okay.
I can't remember who said it. But no, it's true. It is. I've seen bits of it, but I haven't watched because there's a lot of them, so I haven't watched them all. But it's similar to Seinfeld, where like it's a group of friends and basically they're all pricks for various reasons. They're all pricks to each other and others, and the shenanigans that ensue from that. Like there's no hero in the show because they're all assholes.
No. Sounds about right.
But he obviously. It basically one of the guys he worked with on the show, who you do see in the documentary, always used to spend his time watching football. So Rob McElhenney, or whatever his name is, basically was like, "What are you watching? Why are you so engrossed in this?" And then he basically became quite into it himself.
Yeah.
As a lot of people do when they actually. Sorry, go on.
I was saying, Kennel's put a link in the chat for everyone for the Mr. Arsenal podcast merchandise site. If you want to go and grab yourself a hoodie or t-shirt or mug or whatever, head on over there. Whilst it's half time, grab yourself a whatever, and then it's all
Tell
good.
you what, I'm actually going to have a look at this.
Prices will be gone up actually. I haven't checked for a while. Oh dear.
Let's see what we got. Nemeth, I can't see it clearly from here, but I'm guessing it's the picture of him next to the conspiracy board with all the photos and the wall like pointing in different directions. And
yeah, that's it. I've stuck myself.
Yeah, I thought it would be. Drinkware. You got some like the full Melvin. Melvin's Dungeon's got his own cup. Amazing.
Yep.
If that was Granit Xhaka. Trying to get bad over there. Oh man, you got some great Arsenal fans should love this. This is great. Obviously, there's no need for me to have an Arsenal hoodie saying Tottenham get battered everywhere they go, because obviously I'm not an Arsenal fan, but Arsenal fans should be all over this.
Oh, you're a Leeds fan. You batter them every now and then.
We have battered Tottenham. We have battered Tottenham. That's true. We have. It's never not fun. It's more surprising now because they're obviously a lot better than us, but it's never not fun.
Oh dear.
Use code, and if you use code Arsenal2, get 20% off your order.
That's what it says anyway.
It does. It's coming. You can use the code Arsenal for 15% off your order, but why would you do that when you can just use Xhaka 20 and get 20% off your order? It's very generous. It's very generous. Like it's basically like coming up and like it's basically giving me loads of discount codes, which is.
There you go.
Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I'm just saying you should have a look. Good idea, post this, Colonel, because I do like the steel cup. That's quite cool as well.
There's a pint glass on there as well. We've got mugs as well and all that. It's just all, but even that the standard stuff as well.
Yeah. And if you move the cursor over them, it shows the front and the back and different angles of the cup. You can see, yeah, oh my God, yeah, technology at its finest. I love it. I love it. Why are you trying to upset me, Nemeth, after I've been praising your profile picture and stuff? Why are you writing such things? It's just upsetting. What do I think of Adam Smith going to Manchester United? You're trying to upset me on Carabao Cup final day. This is no, I'll tell you exactly what
Whilst
happened,
United are
right?
winning as well. Whilst United are winning.
Like, exactly. It couldn't be timed any worse. But I'll tell you this. When Adam Smith came out and basically said, I'd never play for that club. And it was like, well, yeah, I'm expecting you to never play for that club. And then about a month later, when he comes out with, I knew I'd want to go there, when Sir Alex came, it's like, go fuck yourself, you fucking blonde spectacle cunt, motherfucker. You know, you're glad we don't know where you live, you motherfucker. You fucking, who the fuck
Look at this
you
flop,
are?
though. Good thing he flopped, didn't he?
Oh, God.
Why did he go after Man United, though? Because he got
ended
that
up
big
playing for Newcastle. He ended up playing for Newcastle. Ended up playing. Played for MK Dons, I believe.
Oh, God.
He played in Newcastle. He played in midfield for Newcastle.
What, fourth and Greystoke are going from playing for, at the time, Leeds at their peak. Manchester United, rival. Didn't work out. He goes to play for Newcastle.
I understand. The problem was, right, I'm going to give the modicum of defence to Adam Smith here. He apparently instructed his agent, if I'm going to leave Leeds United, if I have to leave, obviously for financial reasons that Nemeth has said, I want to go to a team that are in the Champions League. But the only team in the Champions League that made an offer was Manchester United.
Yeah.
So he kind of instructed his agent into a corner.
Yeah, that's true.
Which was unfortunate. I still think he could have said, yeah, well, can't I just go to a non-Champions League team for 7 million or whatever it ended up being? Like, Everton have always bought footballers for more than they're worth. Like, Everton wouldn't have turned their nose up at paying 7 million for Adam Smith. They've paid a lot more for a lot worse. But it was a sad day. Sad day. I mean, we had bigger problems at the time, obviously, but still. So if you got relegated and any one of your academy graduates went and joined Tottenham, you'd be furious. You'd be heartbroken. You'd almost certainly tweet him abuse. I mean, look what you did to Lee Mason, and he's never even played for Tottenham. You got him fired.
Mm-hmm.
Not you personally, Ryan. I mean, the Arsenal fans as a whole would have been saying, like, if Arsenal got relegated and one of your academy graduates joined Tottenham.
Nah. Disown the bastards.
Didn't Bentley go from Blackburn to Tottenham, though? It weren't like a direct transfer.
No, he went, yeah. It was initially a loan to Blackburn, then we sold him. Then when they got relegated, Blackburn, I mean, he ended up at Tottenham.
Yeah. But it weren't like Arsenal got relegated and then he went to Tottenham. Because that would not have stood. Or Hughes would not have stood for that at all. His goal at the Emirates for Tottenham, though, was incredible, if I remember rightly. Am I right in thinking it was a 4-4 draw?
Yeah. Yeah.
When
he wasn't
you 4-2 up. Yeah, when one of you 4-2 up. I can't remember which one. There was 2 goals in injury time. Something silly like that. Yeah, I remember watching it at work. It was a good game. Good game.
Neutral, yeah. And Tottenham.
It was, basically, I was loving it. Who's my favourite player? You're going to think I'm just saying it because of yesterday, but my favourite is obviously Firpo because he's widely considered terrible, but he never gives less than 100%. And some of his fouls on Marcus Rashford in the 2 games 2 weeks ago were incredible. It was like you would have thought he was a lifelong Leeds fan because Rashford skinned him at one point and was going to be well away from him, and Firpo literally grabs him with his arm, like pulls his arm back and goes, "Oh no, you fucking don't." It's like, yes, someone gets it. But Luke Ayling is also similar. Luke Ayling is also another. They don't have the quality that you overtly wouldn't want in a Premier League player. But the reality is they work hard, and I'll never take that away from them.
No.
They work their bollocks off.
Teams. By the way, both teams are back out for the second half. Wan-Bissaka's come on for Dallet, how you pronounce his fucking name, and Isaac's come on for Sean Longstaff.
I will say I felt really proud of Rafinha when he scored and assisted against Man United in Europa League 2 weeks ago as well. That felt like a win for Leeds as well because it was like, fucking. Because Rafinha's still the man. I don't care what anyone says.
Even he went quiet after a while on Thursday, though. In the Man United second leg, he started off all right and then just went quiet. But you'd think, motivational wise, you'd be like, "Hang on, fuck off."
I just think it just wasn't their night.
No, it's just Barca started off well and then just took the lead and then took the foot off the gas.
I don't like Barca. I don't like the fact that they're somehow able to be a functioning business, despite the fact they don't have any money. Like Leeds owed less money and fell through the trapdoor. Barcelona have owed more money than Leeds will have ever owed to any bank. But they're able to go, you can have 25% of our TV. It's like, what are you going to sell in summer to buy whoever now?
All the TV revenue.
Because we've essentially got part of your TV revenue for however many years because you wanted Rafinha and you couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
But like, what are you going to sell next summer and the summer after and stuff? Because again, all right, you're going to be in the Champions League because you're probably going to win the Liga, but this is the earliest you've ever been out of Europe in the last 30 years.
2 years in a row as well.
Yeah. But I don't like them, but I want him to do well. So I want them to win the league for his sake. So because then at least he left us to win something.
Well, I think it's pretty much. I think the league is wrapped up now for Barca, unless they fall for cliff.
I think they're 10 points clear, aren't they? It's probably going to be 7 at the end of today.
Real Madrid dropped points last night against Atletico, 1-1. And Barca play today, don't they?
Did Real Madrid play yesterday? So
they played yesterday against Atletico and drew 1-1.
Yeah, also Barcelona are playing now, so they can. Yeah, sorry, no, I've got this wrong. They can increase it to 10 points.
Yeah, would be that. Yeah.
I think he started slow there because I think their tactics were very similar to Ronaldo. Get the ball to Lewandowski, he's going to score our goals, and I think he's been able to stand out a bit more. But now since Christmas, I think they should make more use of it, like we did. we basically, our tactics, I can tell you Leeds' tactics, as much as it was all like tiki-taka football. Calvin Phillips said, Bielsa basically said to him, the tactic is when you collect the ball in the pivot, you look up and whoever the best player is, give him ball. So in the Championship, the tactic was you look up and if Pablo Hernandez is unmarked, I want you to ping a 40-yard pass to Pablo Hernandez. And that's the tactic. And then in the Premier League, it became, if you get the ball on the edge of the penalty box, I want you to look up and I want you to ping a 50-yard pass to Rafinha.
Yeah.
And that was it. There was no, like, as much as it looked like we do fancy passing and that was Bielsa ball. Was give the ball. We're always going to use our best available players. Give the ball to the best player of the 10 outfield. Football doesn't need to be complicated sometimes.
No.
And it worked for 3 years.
Yeah, got you promoted as well and all that. It kept you up for the first season. It won the first season, actually.
That first season was mad. A lot of teams didn't know what hit it. It was like a truck being hit by a truck.
Because you've been out of the Premier League for so long, no one knew what to expect in terms of from Bielsa himself at Premier League level. So it's just like he took everyone by surprise, really.
Yeah.
Plus, you had a striker in Bamford that was in form, and then since it's no coincidence he's been injured since last season, majority of last season, and now this, and you find yourself where you are. And even now he's fit again. He doesn't seem the same as he was that first season.
No, I think Bielsa ball got the best out of him. It got the best out of a lot of them, though. To be fair.
Yeah.
Fucking Colonel Ward. Oh my god. Right. No, that definitely happened. He basically went, when Eddie's on the pitch, get the ball to Eddie. I'm gonna give him credit though. There were games where he brought on Eddie and Nketiah to make something happen, and something fucking happened.
Yeah, but never played him.
Like you can all say what you want about him, but when he wore Leeds United shirt and he was brought on to win the game at Barnsley, he won the game at Barnsley. When he was brought on to stop us losing at Preston, we didn't lose. He brought Eddie on 0-0 against Brentford at Ellen Road, and we won 1-0 because of a goal from Eddie and Nketiah. Gotta give him that. Can't take that from him. Ian Wright in the crowd, fucking doing their fake phone calls to each other, all that shit. It's like you score a goal at Ellen Road for Leeds in a 1-0 win, you can phone who the fuck you want.
Shocker here, Man United get the lion's share of the decision from the referee. Should have been a corner there, but sorry, they get a goal kick.
I'm looking at the chat. I'm the chat master. I'm never not looking at the chat.
I'm further away from the computer, my friend. So it's easier for Tom to just be like, "Yeah, I'll read it out."
Yeah, I love reading the chat. I actually got a complaint on my own show because apparently I was too trigger happy with the comments because I was just like bang, 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 going through them all. It was like slow. What some of the comments said was like slow down. I was like slow down. No, in fact, I'm going to speed up. Bang, 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 bang. Mo Johnson, one of the rare football players where both sides of the divide hated him. I know my football history, Stefan. I'm aware of Mo Johnson. There's not too many footballers that have played for both Leeds and Manchester United. But some important ones. Gordon Strachan, for example.
Yeah. United got a corner here, by the way.
United corner.
How much change this?
United. I hear when people call them United, it's like they're not the only team called United.
Well, what was it? I've noticed someone pointed out a few weeks ago. Now it's Newcastle United, yeah. But whenever Sky have Newcastle United on one of their games, they just refer to them as Newcastle. It's like, okay. Or you have Man City to Manchester City, or Man United, or to Manchester United.
What meltdown about Sean Dyche are you talking about, Mr. Ward? Oh wait, is that the rant I went on Gary's show about Everton?
Probably.
Sorry. Yeah. He caught me in an off moment, I must say.
So you went about the manager that had no effect on you yesterday.
Excuse me. Sorry, Cantona, yeah. Yeah, fucking Eric Cantona.
That was a weird one. Cantona from Leeds to United, to Manchester United. That was a weird one at the time, because obviously Leeds were doing well. That were decent back then as well in terms of competing.
We were the champions.
Yeah, you literally strengthened not just any rival, but Manchester United by giving them Cantona. I was like, oh, it's not good enough for us. Don't forget. You went, okay, boom. It became a fucking god there.
I think deep down, the only explanation I can think of it is that there was obviously something going on back behind the scenes, and it was at the time deemed to be a just get rid of him, offload him to someone, and they happened to be on the phone. I mean, because he was clearly a good footballer at the time, but there was no way of knowing that he was going to have the influence on that club that he did. And getting. Oh, go on. Sorry.
No, Stefan saying in the chat that the guy that runs the Flying Pig, it's a Manchester United fan. He's had a heart attack apparently on air. It's possible. Stefan saying it's possible he has had a heart attack live on air. Well, he's still on air.
Who's Flying Pig? Sorry.
The Flying Pig. It's a Man United channel. You'll see once it'll all come
right,
up.
Okay. Yeah. No. Sorry. I'm not saying I'd be dismissive of him. I've just never heard of it. I mean, I try to avoid Manchester United on YouTube, obviously. So.
He's not live now, so he must. Is he? Isn't he? The stream's live, but he's not there. So he might have done. Was he?
I'm going to hit
Stefan, was he known?
You know? To hypocrite myself, if Leeds ever beat Manchester United in a Premier League match, I would watch every single Manchester United YouTube channel ever, no matter how big or small, no matter what the viewership. I'll be like, I want to know what your reaction was to Leeds beating you. I know what your reaction was. That reminds me, I've got to watch all the Southampton YouTube channels. When Leeds, it's genuinely true. When Leeds beat Tottenham at Ellen Road in May of 2021, I was at work, so I couldn't watch it live. But when I got home from work, the first thing I did was watch the Expressions, his live stream of Leeds vs Tottenham, knowing that he was just going to get more and more upset.
Yeah. When we beat him 2-0 every week, me and Colin were literally like, when he does his reaction, because obviously he's at the game himself, Expressions, a few weeks ago. When he uploads his video for his reaction to that game, we're going to go live, we're going to react to it and all that. Did it? The bastard came after us. In terms of his Barstool themselves claimed it. claim the video. I was like, no, you're not. Go away. It was just us. It was just us like taking the piss, basically.
Unfortunate. Didn't think he'd do that.
Hopefully, I think some magic spray in his ankle. This is just going through the motions this second half now. Oh dear.
Well, yeah, it feels like it's over as a contest.
Yeah. Oh,
Again,
just come on.
If Newcastle were winning 2-0, it'd be different because Manchester United could still the reality is that Man United have got the experience to see this out, basically.
Even then.
I did see a meme on the internet which did make me laugh. There was a big scuffle in the Barcelona Man United game, or Man United Barcelona game, and you see Casemiro basically walking off like a big grin on his face, and so I wrote under it, "I've got 5 Champions Leagues. I'm not getting into a fight in a Europa League game." He was like, "Yeah, it's very good actually." Yeah.
Oh, FM Glazer, one of the Glazer brothers is there at Wembley, just be spotted on the screen.
I wonder if he's there to get all the free Carabao.
Sitting on the black market as well.
I follow lots of people online who follow different clubs, and I wouldn't want to see any wrong come to them. That's true. I don't actually want any genuine harm to come to anyone on YouTube. But I do enjoy watching their misfortune at things when Leeds beat them. Because it's very rare. I mean, the last time Leeds won a football match before yesterday, a league match before yesterday, we were setting off bonfire fireworks hours later. Like, Jesus Christ. If I'd have known after that game, I was sitting there like, oh God, we ain't going to win another game for 4 months. I'd have gone into like a hibernation chamber or something. I'd have been like, wake me up then.
Put yourself into a new lockdown, your own personal lockdown.
Yeah. We've been like, I'll watch the World Cup on YouTube, catch up. Ryan's done all the streams. I'll skip through those.
He'll cover it.
Yeah. He can let me know what happened. But yeah, the stream is still running.
Yeah, it's still running. It's just no one's on the actual. He's not there. I don't know if he's gone out the room or.
So he's having a heart. So he had a heart attack because of a Carabao Cup final that his team were winning.
Seems like it.
Well, obviously, I hope he's okay. It's not.
Yeah, I was literally. I'll double check now. A few minutes ago when I'll check myself. Got the streams up and live.
There comments? Yeah, but are there comments that are like asking about it, like what's happened to him, things like that? I'm not wording it very well.
So, got to do this poll bullshit for this one, so.
I was actually watching your show yesterday while I was live on Gary's show. I'm strange like that.
Twitter, let's go to Twitter because apparently one of his moderators has said read the pinned tweet. If you just open his chat, so pig. I'm picking up, that's it.
Is it Flying Pig United?
Yeah, that's it. It says it's a pinned tweet. It's a bit of gentle exercise. I smashed a glass, and there's like a laughing emoji of him kicking up, doing keepy ups.
No, that's from That is from April 2020.
Yeah.
So there is no pin tweet.
Introducing the skill.
I'm just going through his chat now. One second. Let's have a look.
Oh, sorry, no, we pinned comment. I'm in the hospital now, guys, waiting to be seen. We'll keep you guys posted. Thanks all for the love, guys. Come on, United. So he's in the hospital.
Oh, okay. Oof.
Well, at the very least, he did manage to help me brush up on my detective skills. So thank you for that, Flying Pig. But genuinely hope you're well. Not
100%.
actually tending to make fun of him there. But no, obviously, of course I hope he's all right. I mean, I've never spoke to the guy in my life, but obviously, don't mean I wish him harm.
No.
I mean, I've mentioned this to him before because I'm not seeing any of my mates in the shit. The dude is a really funny dude, but for fuck's sake, Nemeth. But
Oh, God.
I rewinded back. His heart, Chris Nix. I rewinded back. His heart's playing up, so I went to the doctor. He's right. He made the right decision to do that. I mean, obviously your health comes before anything. Like, fuck the stream. Like,
Yeah.
with all due respect, and I'm sure his viewers would feel the same. Obviously.
Jesus,
It's
this guy.
hyperventilating. It wasn't good to watch anyway. It's really not, especially not the fucking Carabao Cup final. I mean,
No.
Exactly, Nemeth, but he smokes and drinks.
So it looks like what 66. Going back to the game, 66 minutes in, still 2-0. Nothing much changing. Looks like Newcastle's 50 odd years of agony is going to keep going. Their Wembley curse will continue.
It seems that way. But nothing that another 200 million can't fix.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Well, Chelsea can spend 600 million and get away with it. What can Newcastle do and get away with in terms of spending then? Even the atmosphere is flat as anything from both sides of fans.
Well, yeah, because the fans that would have actually made the atmosphere are losing, and the fans that are winning are used to winning.
Yeah.
So it's just another trophy to them. Like, means nothing.
Well, it says it's saying it all about the game, the quality of this game in general. That McTominay and Sabitzer are getting ready to come on for United, Manchester United. I mean. Oh, go on. Go on. Oh, bloody bastards. United are so lucky.
3-0?
No. It would have been 2-1. Newcastle had a chance to had a few shots at goal, and basically every shot was getting blocked by a United defender.
Oh, fucking hell. Inter Milan lost to Bologna.
That league's so dodgy, even now.
So Napoli are officially 18 points clear with all things level in games played. 18 points. 14 games to go.
Yeah, Serie A's wrapped up already.
They would have to have a Spectacular collapse.
So pretty much have to lose every other game barring 1 or 2. And even then, I think they're still.
Well, they're 6 games in front.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I'll give them that.
Yeah, Fred's going off for still a bit, sir.
Bayern have got a third goal just before half time for Musala.
Okay. Well, Bayern Munich are going to win the league then.
3-0 against Union Berlin. Yeah, but they're level on points with Dortmund.
Yeah, but it's a superior goal difference of like plus 40. Yeah, Weghorst has been taken off for United for McTominay, so got no out-and-out striker now.
They have got goal difference at plus 43. That is quite a lot.
43 now, yeah, actually, yeah.
And Union Berlin's goal difference in third place, 3 points behind, is plus 8. Freiburg are 5th with a goal difference of plus 3. So says a lot out there. Although my team have got like, I think we're minus 13 or 10, something like that.
Again, I said it before. So again, when you spend £600 million and your goal difference is minus 2, and a team like Union Berlin has a better goal difference than you.
No, I understand, Stefan. I'm not a swearer when it comes to football. Oh, sorry. I didn't realise I had my fingers crossed. Sorry, just one of them things, isn't it? Just the important thing is that you got to enjoy the good moments because they're very rare compared to the bad ones when your team don't have £2 billion in the bank. I'd love it if someone that had money that wasn't blood money was a secret Leeds United fan. Like someone who's like won the lottery like 8 times in a row or something. Just like, you know what? I've always supported Leeds from the days of Viduka. Just give you the money.
You're not hanging on here. They're 2-0 up, and they're Newcastle back, and Newcastle are creating chances now.
One thing I will say about yesterday's Leeds game, and I feel like it's kind of proven me right on something I've been saying, is that if you don't give away any silly free kicks from 20, 30 yards out, 20 yards out, 25, 30 yards out,
You don't have Southampton,
James Ward-Prowse can't hurt you.
Yeah. Well, Southampton can't hurt you because of James.
In my opinion, James Ward-Prowse is an impotent footballer if he gets no free kicks. Because I can't prove it. I can't prove this. But I feel like if he had something to his game outside of the free kicks, he would have already been bought by a Big Six team.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's not just because Southampton price him highly, because the reality is that it's such a weapon that a Big Six team would pay it. Even if it was 80 million, you would pay it.
Good save, Callius. Callius ain't done too bad today.
There were 2 Big Six teams in 80 million bidding war over a Ukrainian that had played like 50 minutes of football in the Champions League or something like that. That's not factually right, but so you would have definitely paid that sort of money for James Ward-Prowse if he was worth it.
Yeah. I mean,
I was just-
doesn't
I'm
help that
just
Southampton's
thrilled.
surrounded by crap.
Yes, of course. Of course. That's.
Yeah,
But then a lot of like Frank Lampard played in a lot of players from that West Ham team got Defoe, etc. All got
Yeah.
relegated for West Ham. But
yeah,
we had other better players, and you saw they are good players. So of course that's true. Like I can tell you for a fact, James Ward-Prowse isn't playing Championship football next season. He
No.
will get someone will punt on him, obviously. But it might not necessarily be a Big Six team. It'll be Brentford will buy him because Brentford are pay his 20 million release clause or whatever it end up being.
Hmm.
Brighton, you've got Brighton all over it.
Yeah. Or one of the three teams that go, even one of the three that come up. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly right. No, I'm not saying he's not a good player. That's not what I'm saying. But my point is, he is obviously significantly overrated on one aspect of his game because that is highly overpowered compared to everything else that he does. And if it wasn't the case, he'd be playing European football or he's playing for a European team right now.
Yeah.
Because
That's
people
true.
have known that he had that to his game for years now.
Yeah.
He didn't hurt us with it for once, which was nice.
He'd
He
rather hurt
scored
Chelsea.
one at Ellen Road before. Yeah.
But it just shows again,
he's
take his free kicks out this season or his goals as well in general, both of them being free kicks. Just imagine how bad Southampton would be points wise as well. They'll be all but done for right now already.
They'd have no points.
Yeah. When the season started,
Anyone know who won the Scottish?
Celtic 1-2-1. I know why Stefan asked that.
I think you're. Yep. It had a big tinge of. Hang on. Sorry. There we go. Did anyone know who won at Leeds and Southampton yesterday? Anyone? Anyone know the final, the correct score? Does anyone know the league type? Does anyone know if Leeds are in the bottom three currently? Does anyone know? No. Yeah, I think you're right, Colonel. I think the game is done. I think the game was done at 1-0 from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won. Well done, Stefan. You won the. Whoever wins out of Celtic and Rangers is probably going to win the trophy.
Until May.
Yeah.
For the other, whoever wins the old firm.
Yeah, like you
FA,
played each other in the actual Scottish Cup yet? The Scottish FA Cup.
Nope. They're both in it, but they haven't played each other yet.
Oh, they've not drew each other yet. Well,
no.
Yeah. My favourite Scottish FA Cup moment, because of course I've got a favourite Scottish FA Cup moment, was when Rod Stewart conducted the draw and he turned up pissed.
Yeah.
And then number 8. To give him his due, that's how I'd behave.
Yeah.
That's how I would. If I was asked to do a FA Cup draw, I'd behave exactly like Rod Stewart. I'd be so excited. I'd be like, number 58. I'd make it sound like the most excited thing. Yeah. Like I'm not taking the piss out of him when he does that. Like, it was brilliant. But like, if you Google Scottish Cup draw, that's going to come up because usually cup draws are boring and naff.
Yeah, that's true. Oh dear.
I mean, they're interesting if you're in them because you're waiting for your number to come out. But generally speaking, they are a dour affair. Like,
yeah.
Number 2. Oh, Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury last made this round in 1958. Fifth time in the 5th round. Or whatever. But Rod Stewart was just like, I don't know who number 8 is, but it's number 8. And then, Rod, can you pick the next ball, please? Yes, I can. Number 9. It was great. It was great, and he deserves all the accolades he gets for that. It's the best thing.
You say accolades, I say memes.
Yes, in fact, you're right. That's exactly it. In fact, there's not enough memes about that. If we've ever, there should be more. In fact, I'm going to Google it right now. Rod Stewart memes, and there better be a cup draw meme in it.
Better be oils.
It better be, or I'll just add cup draw to the Google search. Rod Stewart memes. Oh, there's no cup draw ones. This is outrageous. But the top one was. Oh, it's because he's next to his wife, and it basically says Rod Stewart. On the 10th glance, he actually is in this photo, but because his wife's she's a heavy set girl. Let's just say up top. Anyway, Rod Stewart. Cup draw. Let's add cup draw to the meme. Oh, there's a lot of GIFs. The look of a man who had a sherry or two before he turned up that day. It's even better. I've never seen someone so excited.
Oh, please.
I think I'm actually going to rewatch it after the show. Oh, man.
You do.
He's like a swan.
Yep.
Oh, my God. But also, they have pictures of the time. Donald Trump did a cup draw before, to be fair.
Oh, God.
Donald Trump did the FA Cup draw, the League Cup draw on Saints and Greavesy.
Bloody hell.
Because, genuinely true. Saint and Greavesy went there, part of the qualifying draw for the 94 World Cup in 1991. So they got him to do the. They basically asked if he'd be willing to do the League Cup draw, and he was. And then he drew out Leeds versus Man United, and everyone in the room reacted apart from him, and he was like, "Was I not supposed to do that?" But he also said the most Donald Trump-like sentence ever when he went, "I used to play. It's a great game. I love soccer. I actually played it in high school." It's like, that's 100% something you would say. Yeah. To give him his due, I mean.
I made soccer great again.
Oh, he also claimed Leeds versus Manchester United was the sort of game he'd like to go to.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
You're right, Stefan. Donald Trump was at WrestleMania 4 and 5 because it was held in his Atlantic City casino.
No. Newcastle just gave up today.
Ne-
Once the first goal went in, they gave up.
Oh, they gave up an hour ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Almeria are beating Barcelona
Bloody hell. What's going on there?
at half time.
Oh, look, Dexter. Smile. Or you might get. Or would you rather get pissed and do something stupid?
Well, I was gonna say, as long as Ant ain't driving him home, he'll get home safe.
Ants on the other side, like this. They're not even sitting together for once.
But he's probably turned round to him and just gone, you know what, Ant? I'm fucking sick of your shit. They're probably actually more sad that they ain't going to get to come out at the end and sing "Let's Get Ready to Rumble."
Both of the players and all, yeah. Make it all about them. Look, we've been lifelong Geordie fans. Why leave on this TV, on the TV side of things? This is our reward.
Yeah, I wonder how long it took for them to get. Hibs are beating Rangers. What?
Well, that complicated because Rangers played bloody Celtic in a cup final. So that can't be right. Trippin needs to stop trying to score from a fucking corner. Pissing me off. Aim for your teammates.
If anyone wanted to know, Al Hilal have beat Al Dunhale SC 7-0 in the AFC Champions League. Yeah.
Means nothing to
So,
me.
not a good day to be an Al Dunhale fan.
Oh,
Although, Odion Ighalo, who I believe used to play for Watford, scored 4 goals.
fucking hell.
So that's a thing that happened.
I talked about a few years back. You want to talk about? I was going to say, you've never been losing your mind.
The Nightman Nemeth. I'm sure the police will keep a close eye on the Nightman.
Casemiro's in trouble. Casemiro's just been booked.
Have a look at our Chelsea setup today. 4-2-3-1. Okay.
As I was saying earlier, if Oliver skips scoring against you, you have a word of yourself.
I've got this theory that Kalidou Koulibaly is a footballer who everyone thought was amazing, but had never actually watched him play because he's clearly not.
Well, a few years back,
based on this year.
Yeah, well, a few years back. Oh.
Well, yeah, it was one of these. It's just a matter of time before he comes to the Premier League.
It was heavily linked to us at one point for some reason by the media and all that. And in that season, Arsenal played Napoli in the Europa League, and this is a Naomi season. And we obviously won. Arsenal won 2-0 at home leg, and Arsenal fans just suddenly realised, like, he ain't all that. He really ain't. He has, and then we went through eventually 3-0 over the 2 legs. Rashford's just been taken off for Harry Maguire, so Maguire can actually not do a John Terry and say, I'm the captain, I'm lifting the trophy even though I didn't play. So yeah, Arsenal fans sort of woke up to that realisation about Koulibaly for a while, and then everyone's just realised, because that's another thing, when Koulibaly was signed by Chelsea this summer, you had, as you'd expect, the Sky Sports lot going, oh, what a signing, what a bargain, da 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 da. And he's just shown Arsenal fans to be right in our judgment over 2 games, that he actually is just playing in a poor league, in a high standard league, he gets completely exposed.
Well, a lot of Chelsea fans are basically saying they're not real. In my opinion, they're not real Chelsea fans. They're saying this.
No, it's a
They're
glory hunt.
saying, "Oh, I hope Leeds beat us next week, so Todd can put us out of our misery." So
Yeah. If he ain't sacking him today, he's not going to sack him next week if Leeds beat Chelsea. He won't. He just won't.
Viali Chelsea FC on Twitter says Leeds will beat Chelsea. I hope he's right.
I told you earlier, it's easy, based on form, it's an easy 3 points for you. If Southampton go to, it's at the bridge as well. So if Southampton can go to the bridge and get a win somehow, you've got every chance in the world.
We got 1 win in 3 months. I'm not claiming any sort of victory over anyone.
But my point is, if Southampton can go there and nick a win,
no,
you've got every chance yourself under new management.
You can all say it. I'm not. It's not coming out of my mouth because then it will just invite a thrashing.
You
can all say it. I'm not saying it. Because Potter, in his interview for the top 4 race, my focus is on the next match against Leeds, and that is what I'll think about. We need to find a good feeling, a nice game, and 3 points. We can't look any further than that. Well, you should get 3 points because you've got 1 player that costs more than a whole team.
Alone. John Terry getting changed in his Chelsea shirt.
John Terry's probably getting changed into a Man United player in the hope that he can get to the trophy before Harry Maguire.
As the teams go up, he'll be like, John, what are you doing here? What? I'm part of the team. Didn't you know?
I've always been Man United, me.
Oh, dear.
Don't clip me that. In context, I'm playing John Terry.
Full Man United kit, Terry 26 on the back.
Yep.
Studs and everything. I still can't believe he did that in the Champions League final as well. Literally was suspended, couldn't play. Then, because they won it, comes out full kit wanker, clean as you like, lifting the trophy like he played the part in that final.
It was disgusting. Hilarious, but I mean, if a Leeds captain had done, if Liam Cooper had done, I'd be like, yeah, I kind of understand because you've been here a long time. But John Terry also been there a long time, so by the same token, I'm talking myself into it's okay that he did it. But it worked.
Got way into the last. What was it 5 minutes injury time? We're a minute and a half into it already.
I wonder what Wayne Bridge thought while that happened. It's the shin pad. Nemeth is 100% right. It's the fact he went full kit.
Full kit with shin pads, yeah. Ooh.
It's like you didn't make one tackle in the match. Why you got your shin pads on?
Exactly. It was just bizarre. It was completely and utterly.
If he'd have come out, obviously, tracksuit bottoms or whatever, club merch, let's say, like Chelsea trousers or whatever, and a Chelsea shirt, it would have been less embarrassing.
Yeah.
But John Terry doesn't strike me as the sort of individual who feels shame.
What was your first clue?
Well, the fact that he's probably still not apologised to Anton Ferdinand, or the fact that, I wonder what Wayne Bridge thinks of him.
So many reasons. Oh no, it's going to be 3-0. United on the counter attack here. That's good. Oh, is he going to fuck it up, Bruno? Also safe from Karius. Bloody hell. Karius is actually getting all the hype that put around him that's been put on him in the build up to this game all week. He ain't stepped the foot wrong today. He's just on the losing side, but it's not his fault.
Oh, the MLS is back. Sorry, just
this weekend. Oh, yeah, that's quick.
Yeah, it started this weekend. They postponed the LA Galaxy versus LAFC for some reason. I don't know why. Inter Miami won.
Blimey.
So I don't know if Phil Neville's still the manager. I'm not sure about that.
Not good.
DC United won 3-2. Matthias Klitsch scored for former Leeds
Yeah, he went there,
modern
didn't
day
he?
legend. Yeah, he got the opening goal. Bless him. And a 3-2 win.
Newcastle United are paying for selling Chris. It wasn't playing. It was just as
Oh God.
Tom mentioned before. Chris Wood was just brought in to weaken a rival, and that's just that bit of know-how.
They
Certain
never
game.
bought him expecting him to get them 10 goals. They bought him so he wouldn't score any for Burnley.
Yeah. We are literally under 50 seconds away now from United being confirmed as League Cup winners. Their first
So
trophy in 6 years.
apparently, if it was something like if Chris Wood ended up playing 3 matches for Nottingham Forest, it would trigger the permanent transfer. And he already did pay. So basically, Nottingham Forest have to pay Newcastle like 15 million at the end of the season, something like that.
If they stay up, that's nothing, is it, really, for Nottingham Forest if they stay up?
No, of course. But if they did end up going down, they're on the hook for 15 million for Chris Wood.
Bit of a Barney here at the end here, between a few players. Martinez is really pissing off a few players, a few of the Newcastle players today.
Oh, God. DC United went 2-1 down in the 83rd minute and then equalised in the 90th minute and scored a winner in the 98th minute.
Bloody hell. Who did they play? Who did they play?
That was DC United played Toronto
Rooney,
FC.
Yeah, it's Rooney's team, isn't it?
DC is Rooney, yeah. Oh, my God. Sorry, I forgot to say this part. The equaliser in the 90th minute was scored by Christian Benteke.
Is he still playing?
He's playing for DC United in the MLS.
I thought he retired.
I didn't know that. Well, yeah. Jesus Christ.
There you go. 4-time whistle's just gone. 6 years of Man United agony of not winning the trophy's over. 9 months exactly into Ten Hag's reign, and he wins his first trophy as Man United manager. Bastard.
Did you say 6 years of agony
For them.
Manchester United?
For them.
6.
Joy for us all, agony for them. Because they don't like going for drugs and winning trophies.
No, but they like giving Ollie the wheel.
Yeah,
Put Ollie at the wheel, man.
Yeah.
Ollie's at the
Big money
wheel.
back.
Give him how
Big
much he
money back.
wants. Ollie clearly weren't the problem for them.
Martin Tyler, the commentator, just gone 1 down, 3 to go. Like they've still got a chance to win the league. If we win on Wednesday,
they are in the title race, though.
they're in the title race per se because of mathematically, obviously. But if we
they're
win,
disadvantaged.
I'm not at the table now. Let's put the table up now.
Yeah, it'd be about 10 points back.
I think it's around 10, 11 points, something like that. I'm just double checking to be exact. So if we win, that's 11 points. So because we'd be on 59, 60. We'd be on 60 points. If we win Wednesday, we're on 60 points. We'd be 11 points clear of them. With what? I'm trying to think now. What, 12 games to go? We ain't going to drop that many points for them to overtake us in that sense. If we go 11 points clear of them. When you look at our fixtures, I'll get our fixtures up one set as well. Our league fixtures. I'm going to go through it for a second here.
Oh, of course they shouldn't catch up, but they can. Is more what people are thinking. But Martin Tyler supports Man United, so take anything he says with a pinch of salt.
Yeah. But league fixtures was also got Everton on Wednesday, a game in hand at home. Bournemouth on Saturday at home. Fulham away. Palace at home. Then you guys at home on the 1st of April. That's 5. That's winnable, with all due respect, on 5 winnable games there. Then we've got Liverpool away. West Ham away. Southampton at home. and then the last 6 games were Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle, and then Brighton, Forest, Wolves. So 4 games, realistically, 4 games. Newcastle away, depending on what they're fighting for. Chelsea, no, 3 games. So I say 3 against Chelsea, crap. Newcastle away, Man City away, and Liverpool away are the games that are really going to test us.
You forget they dropped 2 points against Leeds.
But you know what I'm saying? They're the games you think we might drop points in. The other games I mentioned,
Hello,
going
Gary.
back how we played this season, you'd expect us to win. So my point is, even though they're mathematically there, as long as we do our job on Wednesday, there's an 11-point gap. I can't see us throwing away between United.
Yeah. I'd like to congratulate Carabao and the Football League for putting on a fine competition. I'm not going to congratulate the team that won it.
That's not fixed at all.
But, no. But well done to Carabao. You put on a tournament, I suppose, which concluded promptly. Well done. Yeah. Congratulations. Commiserations to Newcastle, but I'm sure it's nothing another 200 million spend can't fix. And hard work. Because
hard work being off your word.
Hard work buying the best players. I'm sure it's the same thing. I'm sure buying Casemiro was just. I'm sure it was hard work and not buying Casemiro that have turned Man United into winners. Anyway, because he doesn't know what winning is with his 5 Champions Leagues and
oh dear.
He's never beat Leeds at Old Trafford though, so I'll just say that.
One sec. I'll check something. Oh dear. One sec.
Newcastle will be there or thereabouts for as long as Saudi Arabia are prepared to fund them. United made EPL what it is today. No, fuck them. So, not sure I agree with that. Prior to Newcastle. Well, that could be interesting. Do you think Brighton would have Potter back? But BX is thrilled with the table. Of course you're thrilled. You're top of the table. Of course football's exciting. Whoever's got the most money wins. That's not sport. We knew that a long time ago. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to get the odd outlier, like Leicester or somewhere like that. But on the whole, teams with the most money win. That is why football will essentially be a battle between Manchester City and Newcastle for a long time. In the future.
Brighton don't need him back like that. They're good. They're all good their end. But yeah.
The best part about the old Division 1 was Leeds won it.
The last ever one.
Yeah, won it. Had the trophy. Yeah.
I don't know what happened with us.
The trophy, a lot of people don't know, the trophy for the old Division 1 is now what is currently the Championship trophy.
Yeah.
So when we lifted that in 2020, it was the same trophy we listed in 1992.
Yeah, 92, because obviously 89 we won the league, 90 Liverpool, 91 we won it again, and then you guys won the last ever one, and it came to League, and Man up winning the dominance run. Apart from Blackpool 95 and then us 91.
Without United is nothing. Nobody remembers any other team as United. United has brought much. So who are United? Because I can think of about 3 or 4 teams that are called United. Who are United?
It's amazing how these United Certainly United fans
West Ham
come
United.
racing to the surface when they win something. It took you 6 years to win something. In that 6 years, we won 2 trophies ourselves, but we're about to win a third, a title possibly. We play our
Even
cards
Leeds
right.
won a trophy in that time. We won the championship. You could go, oh, the championship don't matter, but point is, we won it. We were in it, and we won it, and we slayed everyone. Good
Even
luck,
Leicester won
Brian.
the FA
Had good
Cup.
times there with Susie years ago and seeing Fat Boy Slim on the beach. Yes, that gig.
Southend United.
Southend United.
I don't think he would be
Southend
here.
United have a lot of Premier League pedigree.
Oh, so you don't look
Carlisle
happy.
United, Leeds United, obviously, Newcastle United. I mean, you're not even the only United in the match you just played.
No, that's the irony.
Whenever,
no,
United won the cup final. Well, yeah, one of us did.
Yeah, the experience and know-how came to fruition, let's be honest, today, in terms of club experience-wise.
Oh, of course, from the way it seems like only one team deserved to win that match, and they did. But
although Tuesday night got the
you know,
got the lead, that was it. There was no sort of looking back, basically.
yeah, that team, Arsenal United, are doing well.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's been a long time since Arsenal have been United, because one of the most divisive fan bases I've ever seen.
Well, not just the fan base, but inside the club as well, has been divided over the years. Everything's back to being what it should be.
Yeah.
All singing off the same hymn sheet.
Whenever Gary says something, I just believe the opposite because it's just funny. So, it's getting silly now and then.
You went from like Southend, Dundee, and Arsenal. Oh dear. But yeah, the old Newcastle United fans, the owners, the main three, the faces of the consortium, didn't look too happy as a team.
That's a great word.
They were all hugging, oh, unlucky. Now you're sacked. Go away. What? I just got you a final.
Everything sounds better if you say it's owned by a consortium. Just that's the best word. Like people go like ownership group or conglomerate. No. If you're owned, exactly. But if you're owned by a consortium, it just sounds so much better. The consortium is me. Just saying.
Here we go.
We
took a break. We've been there for 2 decades. It has to happen. So Alex has his style of play, running the club, so embedded into United. It had to happen. We needed change. It took a long time. The thing is, you're getting carried away. Yes, you've won today. Fantastic. You overlooked well this season.
Cup. You won
the Carabao Cup. You look.
We've overhauled everything.
You had to drop. Yeah, the thing is, you had to drop your captain and your greatest ever player to look good on the pitch. And even then today,
everything.
You couldn't. It's a cup final, and your manager doesn't have faith in your club captain, and can't send them to no one. No one wants to buy your club captain even in January. Nevertheless, you're getting carried away. Yes, celebrate your little win here. You're not going to win the league. You're not winning Europa League. You ain't winning the FA Cup. This is what you're winning this season. Come back next season when Ten Hag doesn't know who his bosses are, because we don't know if they're selling or not, if they are going to sell, if it's going to be a part sale or this, that, and the other. When it turns out to be a part sale and the Glazers are still there, the same thing's going to happen. We saw it with Ole Gunnar. The irony is, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, for the first few months of him as an interim, we saw this great attacking style of football, free-flowing players playing for the manager. As soon as he was given the job and settled, and everyone had calmed and knew what the land was, that was it. It all went eventually peaked on. And if the Glazers stay put, I'm telling you now, the Glazers do not sell up completely, Ten Hag is screwed next season. But hey, what do I know? But enjoy your
I'm
day.
not knocking the fact. I'm not knocking the fact they've won the League Cup. That's not my point. My point is when they're wording things like as if like we burned our club to the ground and then we rose like a phoenix from the flames out of the ashes and all that. And it's like, what, you won the League Cup and you're talking like it's a redemption arc. It's like you
Look,
weren't doing well, then you spent a lot of money and you started doing well. Like,
I wonder how that works. It's like for Arsenal, yeah. Look, we're top of the league, but we had to spend a lot of money to get there, to get back to this point. You had to spend money to compete. Any club, and they just because we're United, we're entitled. You're not entitled to nothing. It's not. This ain't the the 90s, early 2000s era. It's come. Football's moved on now. You've got a Man City, you've got Newcastle coming, like it or not. Chelsea, I don't know what's going to happen. Chelsea, you've got us doing what we're doing. Liverpool did their bit. I don't know if they're going to come back or not. We'll see on that side of things. But you've got competition now, one way or the other. I mean, Nemeth says it. Arteta won the FA Cup when he first arrived in the COVID season. So in the same time frame. In the same time frame, technically, because of the COVID, the lockdown and all that, Arteta won the FA Cup. And look what happened the following season. And in the following season, we just got back where we are now.
Joined after Ten Hag joined. Arteta joined mid-season.
Yeah. Halfway through the season, won the FA Cup itself. But my point is, Man United fan here is getting carried away a bit here. But the comparison is that look, we won a cup, FA Cup wise. We thought, oh, fantastic! What if we can do this with this squad? What can he do next season? We because he wasn't given the full backing because of the COVID, this, that, and the other. Look what happened, and I'm telling you this. I keep repeating myself, my friend. If the Glazers stay put in any capacity, do not sell up completely, and they stay put in any capacity at United, Ten Hag is going to have a similar season next season to what Arteta had because he won't get the backing that he's promised. We've seen it under Ten Hag, not under the Glazers, sorry, with David Moyes never got back, got sacked after 8 months. Van Gaal got one window.
You beat Barcelona by 1 goal. You didn't slap them. What are you talking about?
You didn't slap them either, no. You literally scored a goal and defended for your lives. That's what you've done today. You scored 2 goals.
You beat them. I can't take that away from you. You may like you being 4-0.
Yeah, all you did on Thursday was get back in the game, a second half, and then defend for your lives. And scored a goal against the break, and then defended for your lives. All you done today was defend for your life,
Brilliant.
scored a fluky goal, scored another fluky goal, and you defended. You were 2-0 up at half time, and you didn't go for the juggernaut in the final. You went full handbrake on, let's go, come on. And were defending against a poor Newcastle team today. They were poor today, let's be honest. The occasion got to them, but it is what it is. And you're coming in going, we're back. You're not back until you're big trophies.
Exactly. I know you're saying it only takes 1 goal to win. That ain't what you said at first, though, was it? At first, we slapped, like you slap Barcelona around, like you gave them a bit of thrash. That soon changed, did it? To only take 1 goal to win a game. It does, and you did. You scraped through by the skin of your teeth.
You got 3 against City. Took the trophy. The matters. What? When we won the FA Cup, we played City in the semi-final, beat them 2-0, I think it was, something like that. 2-0. Yeah, 2-0 for that. Played Chelsea in the final, went 1-0 down and won that 2-1.
Oh, brilliant.
And even then,
brilliant.
And in 2017, City in the semi-final, 1-2-1. Chelsea in the final, won that 2-1. So it's not like we were just gifted it on a plate. We had to work for it as well. But my point is, with Arteta in terms of 2020, it wasn't like, is that in terms of the semi-final, Man City, Pep did what he did there. Final, Chelsea, it's Lampard, but still went behind, came back and won. with no fans. And my point is, you're getting carried away. And look, again, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the win of the cup itself of what it is.
You won
you're
today.
not back.
Well done.
Yeah,
That's-
but you're not fully back. As if you're a hardcore United fan and you claim to be here, you can't say you're fully back yet. The only way you're fully back is if you go to is if you actually start competing properly for the league and Champions League. Stop doing this in out of Champions League, Europa League. Don't do that. Don't. And then when it comes to the league, what we're going to do this season, we're competing for it. If we don't win it, we don't win it. If we do, we come back next season either way.
Brilliant. I love that you called Arteta a rat.
Keep that, mate. You got to know we're top of the league. If we win on Wednesday, we're 11 points ahead of you.
Fan, so you've not upset me by saying that. I think it's hilarious.
It's hilarious because, again, all we have to do is win on Wednesday, and we're 11 points clear of Carabao Cup winners Manchester United here. He goes on to say, we're going for the FA Cup in Europe. You ain't winning the Europa League. I'm telling you now.
I've always preferred Pepsi to Carabao anyway.
An FA Cup, you got Man City to contend with. So, pick your potato. But with that, we're going to wrap things up anyway.
Brilliant. I love this. Brilliant.
Always have to come out, don't they, when they win something and be the big, you know what's. Oh dear. Wonder where they were going to be when
they are top.
Yeah, we are top, and we're going to be 11 points clear of third come Wednesday night. Yep. So
hopefully, I hope you beat Everton for me,
mate. The thing is, he's getting Billy Big Bucks over a League Cup. If he's going to do that, are you doing
a stream on Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Or are you doing Wednesday? Yeah. All right.
Wednesday when we're playing Wednesday.
Leeds on the BBC on Tuesday.
I'll do a stream on Tuesday as well if you want. If you're around Tuesday, I'll do a stream for that as well. Fulham Leeds, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll download the iPlayer onto my phone. I can watch the game.
Yeah, I'll probably do a stream for that as well when we're around. I'll sort that out with you offline. So trying to think. So yeah, if he's doing that now, this mate night fan individually is coming in now, giving it big un. Come back in May, Arsenal win the league, please. In my season review podcast, come back and I'll give you the same treatment back, my friend. If not tenfold, because actually the league title trumps the League Cup. But until then, guys.
In all seriousness, enjoy your day. Sorry. Doing that.
Enjoy your day because you've got Liverpool next week. as I've seen, they've got Liverpool next Sunday. So yeah, enjoy your day now. You've got a derby next week. And they'll be up for that, as we've seen this season. Yeah. Enjoy your day for what it is. And we go again. I will be back now tomorrow for the podcast in terms of reacting to yesterday's game against Leicester. And then we will go again for the watch-alongs from Tuesday with Fulham v Leeds and then Arsenal versus Everton on the Wednesday. And then we'll go from there. Until then, guys, thanks, Tom, obviously, for coming along, keeping me company, and everyone in the chat. Until then, as always, even though Arsenal didn't play today, or men's team anyway, up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners.